Prince Harry feels rudderless and doesn't have friends in LA, source says. Prince Harry is missing having a structure to his life right now, a source tells Vanity Fair, but he and his brother Prince William are reportedly back in touch. I couldn't agree more. What is Harry doing now? He was a Prince of England. He was very busy. He had purpose to his life. And now he appears to be the royal handbag carrier. Is he going to make it in Hollywood? He's on IMDb as a producer. That is something he could do. He's not going to be an actor. He did some reading in a book, a children's book. What is he going to do? Okay, all of this is for Meghan. Okay, and I don't even believe Harry is in LA. Let's continue reading. He has a lot of friends in the military community in the UK, and of course he misses them. This is a very strange time for us all, but I think Harry is missing having a structure to his life right now. He doesn't have friends in LA like Meghan, and he doesn't have a job. So at the moment, he's a bit rudderless, but it won't be like that. It won't always be like this, and he knows that. I personally, as a man, I cannot exist without useful work, without goals and useful work. I can't do it. You know, Harry did 10 years in the military, a lot of friends in the military community. Many say that Harry was very respected in the military community. He held a lot of honorary titles over the Marines, the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, which he gave up all of them at this point. I don't know if they can be restored so easily. And then others say he was just entitled and he got everything, just because he was the prince. And I'd like to take a look at this. The next thing I want to talk about is Prince Harry and William are finally back in touch, a royal insider claims. So they were feuding. Meghan got Harry and William pitted against each other. He pitted Harry against Kate. She was against Kate. She was against everybody. With their dad, Prince Charles, recently battling with coronavirus and Prince Harry reportedly feeling homesick, she said the brothers could think of no better time to reconnect. Boy, I agree. William is the key to everything. He's the future king, and if Harry's not going to get along with William, his royal family is not really going to help him very much. The next thing is loose women stars slate Meghan Markle and Prince Harry for abandoning the British people as they dissect their money-spinning new book, Finding Freedom. That's a lot of Britishisms, but the money spinning is that this book is just to make money, and that they've abandoned the British people. And one of the ladies on Loose Women, she goes on to say that she was a huge fan of Meghan Markle, this biracial lady joining the royal family. They're going to modernize the royal family. And then now she's not a fan anymore because she feels that they've just acted very, very selfishly. And so a friend said, the book will finally set the record straight and show the world why they were left with no other choice than to leave the royal family. Okay, Meghan wants the book to come out sooner than August 11th so she can set the record straight. Will it set the record straight? Are the people of the Commonwealth and the UK and around the world and Americans, are we going to look at this newest book and say, wow, Meghan was right all along, and the royal family, what a toxic environment. Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. Is Harry rudderless? I mean, this is a nice picture montage, of Harry growing up, Harry with William, Harry doing work in Africa, Harry in the military honors, traveling to exotic places. I think that's Australia, and I think that's an Australian Aboriginal person. And by the way, Warren Buffett has sold all of his travel stocks. So my lifetime has been the age of travel, and the age of travel may be over now. I mean, when Warren Buffett sells all the travel stocks from, his huge travel fund, that's a big deal. And here we have Harry and Meghan getting married, and here is the baby. Uh, is he feeling rudderless? I mean, where is he? I mean, we have these photos, and they're all in the same place when in fact he's supposed to be in multiple different locations in Canada and multiple locations in the United States during this time period, and yet he's never moved. He's somewhere else. He's not with Meghan. He's so and I do feel absolutely that he's rudderless. I see him being in rehab. I feel that he's in such a crisis that he's in rehab. So the first question I'd like to ask is, does Harry feel that he's made a huge mistake leaving the royal family? Because I think he's going back. And I think they're going to divorce, and I think a lot of people feel this, and I don't think Meghan is going back. I don't think Meghan can go back. So does Harry feel that he's made a huge mistake leaving the royals? I feel that he's made a huge mistake leaving the royals. Mercury, lightning fast and communication, breaking apart. It all happened very, very fast. It happened in the blink of an eye. I think he wasn't ready for it. I think he was not intending to leave the royals, but it just happened, and now he's blocked. So I think it almost like was not a choice for him. He was not intending to leave the royals. Circumstances and Meghan, he got shoved out by Meghan and by circumstances, and the Queen was like, you can't stay in, half out. High Tower behind is a lot of structure. He had a lot of structure. He was involved with a lot of people, and now the future. King of Spades, Executioner Woman, and Diamond Ring. Cutting the marriage with the woman. The legal system divorcing the woman. So in the future, I do see him divorcing the woman. He feels like. I asked, does he feel like he's made a huge mistake? He feels like circumstances just happened so fast, and there's no decisional thing going on here. It just like happened to him. He doesn't really feel like he made this decision. That wasn't what he intended. And that's probably what he's telling, the Queen and Charles and William. Gosh, I didn't know it would turn out like this. And I mean, how could he? It's been quite a wild ride. Okay, so we have Harry and William talking. Again, I believe they are. Let's see what the cards say. I want to look at Harry and William. How is their relationship going? Is William working tirelessly to bring Harry back to the royals? Okay, because he may be in England now. Okay, so that wanted to pop out. Let's look at Harry and William. Is William working tirelessly to bring Harry back to the royals? Harry. And William. Ooh. Is William working tirelessly to bring Harry back to the royals? Player. Player can be very temporary. Cut. Player's cutting the player, and the public appearance. Decision to cut the player and the public appearance. Very light. That's hard to read. So 11, 12, 3 spades, a lot of conflict, cutting out. Okay, so the public image is really damaged. Yeah, that's what's going on. There's a lot of damage to the royal family, and it's ongoing. We have, Finding Freedom coming out, and Meghan is saying, well, gosh, it's coming out August 11th. I want that to come out earlier because I want to set the record straight. So this is an ongoing thing where they're just damaging the reputation of the royal family, and that's ongoing right now. And Harry's involved in that. He's definitely linked to Meghan in this until such time as they separate and divorce. What's going on William's side? Is he trying to bring him back step by step, doing what's best, and full stop. 10, 15, 4 clubs, very actively, step by step. He is working in Harry's best interest, clearly, but he needs to put a stop to all this negative press being constantly generated by Meghan and Harry is getting the blame, and there's no way. I guess they have to be careful bringing Harry back. If Harry is perceived as the source of so much trouble along with Meghan, you can't bring him back too soon. You have to keep some separation, because then if you immediately bring Harry back into the royal family and there's a lot of drama around Harry, that by association, it's guilt by association. That creates problems for the royal family. So they have to stop it first. They have to put a stop to it first, and then they're going to have to clean up. They're going to have to change the narrative for Harry. Once Harry comes back, so I literally think they're going to send him to Africa to clean up his act and to get everything straight and to get out of the public eye a bit. What's underneath? Coffin and handcuffs, 6, which is 2 diamonds. Ending the marriage. Okay, and this is the marriage card. This fell out. So ending the marriage, yeah. So it's a process. There's a process going on here. William is working in Harry's best interest, and he's working in, heart is in the best interest. It's sort of a vague love card, but it's like, I love my dog, I love pizza, I love my Isuzu, you're going to, you really appreciate these things. It's not a passionate love, it's a love of actions. You're doing what's best for them. So Harry's got a big mess going on. It's just going on. In the public, it's a big mess, and it's the public perception, and it's going to continue to be a big mess until they separate and divorce. And Harry is very linked to all of that. Very, very linked. All right, so Harry, in the military community, he did 10 years in the military. He was holding honorary titles over every branch of the military: the Marines, the Navy, the Army, and the Air Force. Do the military folks, does Harry have a good reputation with the military folks now, the real military guys? Or do they feel like he was just entitled and coasting as a prince? He was a party boy. He never really was in any danger. He didn't share the camaraderie properly. What is the real perception of, the military to Harry? Do they love him as a leader, or do they feel like he's an entitled prince? Let's get a beat on this, because he got a standing ovation, which was a big deal, because you have isolated, the media is quoting isolated people. This one guy, I don't like Harry because of this and that, and because they just focus on like that one person, it carries a lot of weight. But he got a standing ovation in one of his last appearances in England. He was wearing the red, and he and Meghan, and he got a standing ovation. That's a big deal. That's a very nice thing. That's a lot of love. And that's a lot of love. So what is the perception of Harry? Well, yes, that's very positive. 3 blackbirds, yes to his actions, and 3 blackbirds. Okay, so 11 and 9, 5 spades, but it's blocked now. So they feel very positive. The military community really feels very, very positive about Harry and what he's done for them and his time in the service. They feel very positive about, and they're sad to lose him. 5 spades. Underneath, olive tree, 5 clubs, and strength. 11 and 11, 22, 6 diamonds. The military guys, all of them. There's a lot of people in the military, 6 diamonds. So rooted, he's taken another direction away from this. They feel that he really has a strong rooting and very much a strong supporter, and they really appreciate and love him. Okay, so these isolated people who are coming out and saying negative things about Harry, that's not the overall perception. People really appreciated Harry for what he was doing in the military. Okay, Meghan wants Finding Freedom to come out earlier. And she wants to set the record straight. Will this book, tip it in Meghan's favor? Like, oh yeah, Meghan was right all along. That queen, what a baddie. And Kate, she's obviously just so jealous of Meghan. How's that possible? I don't know, but you can believe that if you want. So is it going to tip everything in Meghan's favor? Like, oh yeah, that makes complete sense. Of course she had to leave. They had to leave the royal family. What an oppressive environment. Or is it not really going to help? Is it finally going to set the record straight? Because they've been trying. They keep putting, Meghan Markle escaping the crown. That nobody really watched that. It just went over like a whisper and then it disappeared. The wind blew it away. Nobody really noticed it. It didn't get a lot of views. It's not getting a lot of views on YouTube. It's not getting a lot of notice. It didn't really change the conversation. And now we've got this book coming out. It doesn't seem to be going great. And Meghan almost seems like she has an impulsive need to just be right. Just, someone who's always right. She has to be right. She's perfect. You can't say anything. And they're suing the tabloids. That's not going very well. Half of their case was thrown out in the pre-trial. All the unfairness business was thrown out. All the emotional unfairness charges were thrown out. And you're just left with copyright infringement. And, it's just the very technical aspects are left in the trial. All right, so is this going to change the narrative? Well, we have incubus succubus, which is selfishness, and that's the outcome. So Mother Earth is basically a good situation. Actions on a good situation, and selfishness in front of all the people. They feel that, they support the royal family, and they feel that, Meghan's actions are just kind of selfish. She just couldn't handle her role in the royal family. She just didn't make it. I'm sure it's not easy being a royal family member, but it's not. It's just like anything. You have to fit in. You have to become part of the tribe, and you have to learn the ropes, and that's never easy. Underneath, we have man, finger of God, outside influences, and hamster wheel. Things were imposed on the man over a long period of time. 20, 30, 8 diamonds, everything. So underneath, they feel like Harry was just, all of this was just kind of foisted on Harry. All of it was just kind of foisted on Harry. Or Harry was forced to move overseas. He was sent away overseas. This is not going to tip it in Meghan's favor necessarily. And people do blame Harry as long as he's connected to Meghan, and as soon as they separate and or divorce, Harry's going to move further and further and further from that blame, and Meghan is going to be left as Meghan. Meghan's going to be seen as an independent person as soon as Harry departs. And a lot of people are blaming Meghan. Whether that's fair or not, people are mostly blaming Meghan for going to L.A. I don't see anything in L.A. for Harry. I don't see any benefit to Harry going to L.A. In fact, I see it as being absolutely impossible for him to live there and function, be anything of value in LA. So that's just for Meghan. So I look at it and I think, how can that benefit? How can this possibly be a joint decision, unless Harry's just checked out or, so under the control of Meghan that he's not really making his own decisions anymore. All right, let's review. So does Harry view, does he feel that he made a huge mistake? He feels that this all happened so fast and it was just foisted upon him. I don't see any decision here at all. And then he would, and in the outcome we have divorcing Meghan. That's literally what we have. I didn't do it, man. I didn't even know what was going on. It just happened. And that's how Harry views it. A lot of people, see things that way, and that's very good for argumentation, with the Queen. I didn't mean it, taking kind of a childish, helpless position. Harry and William. Is William working to bring Harry back? Yes, he is, but they're still creating all these problems in the media for them, and they have to end the marriage first. So it's a long process. It's going to take a while to roll out before Harry can become Harry again. It's going to take a while. But yeah, William is working to bring Harry back, and that's good. Harry needs that support. What is the military perception of him? Fantastic. He's a great supporter. They really appreciate what he did in the military, and they're sorry, and his foundation in the military was very strong. So all that you see on the surface, Harry supporting all of the different branches and the Invictus and all that, they love it. Okay, the military guys love it. There's no stain on Harry's record. People don't look at him as an entitled prince in the military. Not at all. Okay, so is this going to set, is Finding Freedom going to finally set the record straight? No. And it looks to me like they feel like Harry was just almost a victim of these circumstances, or that he was sent away. So here's Meghan on the surface, and Harry is under the surface. So yeah, and in the outcome of this tiny little spread, we have the incubus succubus, which is selfishness. The incubus succubus is not, it's a bad relationship card. 6 spades always indicates a bad relationship. It can be a bad relationship with the person and drugs, a bad relationship with someone else. And the incubus succubus is literally a spirit that sucks the life out of the victim. Okay, so that's never a good relationship when the 6 spades shows up. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to those who have bought me a cup of tea. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment.